What's up, everybody? It's your boy, your cousin, your uncle, your best friend. It's A. Harris Brown, and we're back. Oh my gosh, after weeks, months, we're back for another episode of the HBCU Man Cave podcast, where grown men, grown black men gather to build, vent, laugh, and love on each other while talking about things like manhood, mental health, and culture. Now, welcome to a space where healing meets hype and wisdom meets real talk. Now, listen, I could not do this without my ace. I never know where he's at. That's why we've been off, because he's been off traveling and doing his one and his two. Y'all show some love for Dr. Shane Kane. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? Hey, listen, man, I am here. I am glad to be back on the air. And, I'm streaming live from somewhere apart from the United States. So I'm here, baby. I'm living life. What's up?
Listen, you've just been doing everything since you have become doctor. We're going to get into it, though. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it.
Yes, we are.
But first of all, you know how we do. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have not been into the Man Cave before, I love to start the show and ask Shane, hey, Shane, or hey, Dr. Kane, what's in your cup?
So tonight, I do have a mixture of things going on, right?
Okay.
I have a little bit of tequila, Jack Daniel. Yeah, I'm mixing tonight. I'm mixing.
I'm mixing tonight. Okay, for the mixing. So it's a little something happening. It's something special. But not only are you having a nice, refreshing drink this evening to wind down the Sunday evening, you also did I see hookah?
Oh yeah, I got the hookah right here.
All right. So I see you had to put the tip in.
Yeah, I'm still supporting the ladies in breast cancer, so I had to use a pink.
Okay, awesome.
So I had to do that.
What flavor? I said, what flavor you got? I said, Shane, what flavor?
So I got mint and watermelon.
Okay, mint and watermelon.
I got mint and watermelon going inside this hookah right now.
Okay, then. Wow. Well, listen.
So it is hitting. It is hitting. Mint and watermelon. That combination.
Well, listen, for those who are just joining us again, you are watching the HBCU Man Cave, and this is a kind of opportunity for us to play catch up to see what's been happening over the last couple of months since the last time Shane and I have been here. So let's do a live recap. What's been going on? So if you want to share, we have not been seeing you lately, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you may be watching us, let us know in the chat. Let us know what's been going on in your life, what's been happening in your environment, your community, in your, what's happening. So let us know. So, but Shane, what has been happening? Any updates you want to share over the past month? Some personal wins, some challenges, some community highlights. I don't know, some funny stories. What's been going on, bro?
So first of all, before we even get started, my host, you came out with a book. Inspire Me Moments. Oh my God. Listen, you had got on me for not purchasing.
Yes,
I got it, man. I ordered mine.
Yes, you did.
And I read through it. I was reading through it throughout my trips. And we gonna come up with some discussions further on down in the show. I can say it's it's an awesome book. Thank you so much for putting this out there. And I'm pretty sure that any young man, any young woman that is culture that reads this will definitely either one, get something from it, two, even better their life, three, even strive to gain or to pursue something in their life for future endeavors. So
I hope so.
great book,
I
great
hope
book,
so.
great book,
Thank you, brother.
great book.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
All right. So you didn't already jump the gun. I wasn't ready to talk about it yet. But yes, I did drop a book this summer. Actually, I dropped it Father's Day weekend. I did. So it's been pretty well. Excited about it. Actually was able to do an event just yesterday. Doing this show live, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 28th of September. I had a speaking engagement. I was a keynote speaker yesterday at a men's full life fitness summit yesterday. It was a full day of events and workshops and programming and health and wellness and financial literacy. And your boy got to be one of the keynote speakers. And actually, I spoke on chapter 7, The Power of Brotherhood. So that was exciting. And then we've been to Pittsburgh, we've been to Atlanta, Detroit. So no problem. We're going to reschedule Detroit at some later date. And I'm actually doing a book signing here in Cleveland on Tuesday, the 30th. And then later in October, we're going to Richmond, Virginia. And then right after Richmond,
back home now.
Then Richmond, Virginia. After Richmond, we're going to go to DC and hang out for a couple of days.
Back home, baby. DMV.
We outside. We outside. Definitely.
Yes.
So I'm going to see about maybe doing something in New York because I'm going to New York Christmas. So maybe while I'm in New York, I might do a little something there. But enough about me right now. What's been happening with you, sir? You've been traveling. You've been to the islands. You've celebrating with your dad. You didn't been out in communion with the earth. What's happening?
Man, listen, it's been an awesome experience. Just knowing that my dad is coming out with his book pretty soon. He'll be launching his book signing, book launching. The title of his book is In the Eyes of My Father. That will be coming out very, very, very soon. And my book will be coming out soon also. But in respect for my dad, my father, I want him to release his book before I do mine. And my book will be coming out. The title of that book will be Scars Beneath the Uniform, A Journey Through Trauma, Survival, and Redemption. So my book is coming out soon, but it's after my dad. After my dad releases his book, I'm right after. I gotta pay respect to my dad. So, that's where we at right now. I'm writing.
So we don't let Dr. Kane release his book before Dr. Kane releases his book. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So now, like I said, you are currently you're in the islands, right? Where you at today?
DR, Dominican Republic, right now.
Listen, it seems like every other weekend. I want the frequent flyer miles. Can I just get? Can you share some of the frequent flyer miles?
I got you.
Oh my gosh! Hey, but a quick recap. Let's go around.
I got you on the fly mileage.
Let's go around the country real quick and do a little quick recap on some HBCU news happenings across the country. Yeah. As we know, it's homecoming and classic season in our various HBCUs. And listen, we love the banter. We love the rivalry. And the rivalry goes deep. It's not just with alumni. It's not just with students. It's not just with the football teams and the bands. The rivalry goes so deep. It even permeates with the band announcers.
Ooh.
Right.
Right.
Or did you see or hear the comments? The comments shared by the FAMU band announcer and had some disparaging remarks towards the Alabama State Honeybeez during their rivalry game recently. Just yesterday, yes. And I don't know about you and anybody else in the comments. If you all want to share some comments in the chat and let us know if you heard any of the remarks. I know we got some folks watching. I would love to hear your comments. What did you think about FAMU and Alabama State and the comments about the Honeybeez?
The new face of the Ozempic.
Well, first of all, I am not here. Listen. I love the Honeybeez. First of all, what you're not gonna do is talk about the big girls. One time for the big girls, hey, 2 times for the big girls. We ain't gonna talk about the big girls. Listen, Honeybeez be out there working it.
They be doing it. You heard me.
For the ones and the twos.
Yes, sir.
I'm here
yes, sir.
And I love how Alabama State took the high road, even and all the way from the president of the university, and sent a nice letter to Florida A&M University saying, what we're not going to do is sit here and badmouth and talk negative about our scholars who are doing some phenomenal work on the field.
And that's, I mean, as a Black community that is already going through so much, I felt like it was shock to me. It was more of disgust just seeing and hearing that. We already going. Look at the time that we are in. Look at the time that we are in right now. This is the time where we need to even come together even stronger than before. And I get it. It's a football game. I mean, I played football professionally, so I know the rivalry and I know the speeches and I know all that stuff. But in a time like this, I just felt like, for media purposes, it wasn't necessary. It wasn't.
No. Now listen. Now I would say, I really, and I'm not condoning it. I'm not,
right,
because we're not gonna do is body shame.
Right.
I understand what it means to be a bigger person. I've been there, and and then to somebody to say something like that, yeah. I love. Listen, some people are making comments that was disgusting. Honestly, they've broken so many barriers, and there's a thin line between a friendly rivalry and disrespect. The Ozempic remark was overboard. There's one thing to have fun and to laugh, and you can talk and you can shoot some jabs here or there. But I remember years ago, because I used to be a band announcer for a high school band. And I remember saying something that I actually got called on the carpet. I ain't gonna hold you. The principal from the other school, it was a high school band. It was our rival high school band. And I said something that it was funny at the time, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was funny. But this particular school had been known for sometimes having students or alumni march. Well, I'm not even gonna say they were alumni. They may not always have been alumni. They might have been people who's like, we just got to pad the band with some extra people. And according to their ranking at the time in the state of Ohio, they were kind of at the bottom of the rating system for the school districts in the state of Ohio. And I made a comment, and I know I got called, and I got called to the carpet. The principal called the next day. And I actually knew the principal at the rival school because she used to be my assistant principal. She used to work at my high school, and she was my assistant principal when I was a student. So she was really like, how dare you? You were one of my students. And she called, because I said a comment. I'm not even going to repeat it now. But I ain't going to hold you. It was funny. The audience lost their mind because it was pandemonium. But when I think on it, hindsight, and I think about it and look back, I'm like, ooh, that was a low blow. And I did say something that was kind of like, that was disrespectful. And so, but then we've kids made up, matter of fact, that band director now who was at that rival school, he now works at my he works at my high school. But yes. But
I do have a question.
Yes.
I do have a question though. Well, I know you're not in the football world like that, but I am. But I wanted to pose a question, right? What will this affect future game operations moving forward for HBCUs?
I would think that, and I know sometimes those things, and sometimes as band announcers, because I just hosted the Battle of the Bands here in Cleveland just about a week ago, and I know that a lot of times band announcers, they try to come scripted, and I think they're going to probably start to put some, not sanctions, but just putting some guidelines on what what can be said, how you need to navigate in this space, without making it a DEI thing, because we're not necessarily in that world now of diversity and equity and inclusion, but certainly making sure that announcers are being, just being very cognizant of what's being said and not being disparaging, not saying negative words. There's one thing, again, to have the rivalry and to talk that talk, but we're not here to demean and here to tear down anybody, because the work that those scholars, those college students, those high school students, the work they put in to put on that performance is a lot of work. And we don't want to disrespect it in any kind of way, and things of that nature. And even as a band announcer, there needs to be a space and place of you need to know where the line needs to be drawn, that type of thing. And I know, like Ms. Walter just said, he was doing his job as an announcer, and comments like that. Comments like that will have you unemployed or in the HR office. You can't say everything you want on the job. It's always consequences. That's why sometimes, and this is true. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, that's what we have to say. So kudos again to Dr. Ross, the president of Alabama State, for sending a letter. But then also the FAMU president did respond respectfully and appropriately to offer their apologies and things of that nature. And maybe that band director may get some time off, or may have to make a public apology, or something of that nature. But yes, but I love the fact that we got to be careful not to cross the lines. And again, I love the fact that you asked about the idea of we don't want to necessarily cancel, but does this lead to cancel culture? Do you think the band announcer get canceled? What do you think? I don't know. What do our viewers think? If anybody's watching now, what do you think? Should the band announcer be canceled? And what about our Honeybeez or similar groups on HBCU campus? Are we trying to challenge the standards? I love the fact that they are breaking the mold. That not just the Honeybeez at Alabama State, because there are so many other different types of groups that are breaking the norms. That are breaking the norms of what we traditionally see as performing groups or entertainment groups or different other kind. What we see. It doesn't mean what we are accustomed to does not mean that what it has to be, right?
Right.
Definitely. And at the end of the day, as a black man, he needs to be in a space of protecting our black women and our sisters. I'm just saying.
That is true.
I'm just saying.
I mean, before you even say it, maybe it was scripted, maybe it wasn't. But you have to cognitively aware of what you're saying about your Black queen. That's a woman of your culture, the woman of your upbringing. So you got to be aware of what you're saying. I don't care if it was scripted or not. If somebody paid me $1 million to say that, I'm not doing it, because that's diminishing my own lady, my own Black queens, my own surround culture, so to speak. I'm not doing it. I'm not body shaming. I'm not doing all of that. So I just think, there will be consequences, of course, but to what extent, I don't know. But we'll see and we'll hear about it.
But what we not
gonna
do is not, we are now, mind you. Let me also, on the flip side, for those, and let me also say, for those who may be out there watching and you are taking Ozempic or any of the other tools to help you lose weight, if that's what you do, go for it. Do your thing. As long as you're making the healthy choices and making the right decisions. Nelson was saying at his big age of 50, he should know better. He knows the difference between right and wrong. I'm here for it. Come on, listen. Simonic, I hope I'm saying that. Simonic? I hope I'm saying that right. And Ayana, y'all are in here for the chats today. These are your people. Am I saying their names right? Listen, they coming in. They going in at it. So, wow. All right. So, nonetheless, oh, wow. What else is happening in the HBCU community, Shane, that we can talk about real quick?
There's been quite a few things that's been going on in the HBCU community. I mean, have you heard about what happened on the campus of TCU?
So wait, you got to tell me which TCU, because there's so many. You got Southern, you got Tennessee State. I don't know. You got to tell me. Hey, Jay, how are you? Missed you too. Thank you for watching.
Well, it's very explanatory. TCU, I mean, you already know. I mean, it was in the news with MAGA supporters who came on campus.
Listen, stay on campus. We don't bother. I'm sorry.
Listen. Okay, I got you, brother. Listen. We don't bother nobody. We let whoever do what they do. And it was ironic because it wasn't a Black man that did the shooting. It wasn't a Black man that infiltrated the security forces or the security team or whatever. It was their own. And then within minutes, you hear threats to an HBCU. Stemming from that, you hear another Black man being hanged from a tree, on the campus, around the campus. So, it's really bothering at this point in time, and knowing that I was part of the government and part of, the military and all that good stuff. I just feel like there's so much hate. There's so much want to be like and want to be in, but it wouldn't be accepted by others. So the case of bringing the mess to HBCUs, which we have nothing to do with, nothing at all.
We
don't
have anything to do with any of that. Leave our campus. Now listen, come on our campuses if you want to. F around and find out. What's gonna happen?
It's very bad. It's mind-boggling, and we're never going to get out of this space as long as
mind-boggling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, we have nothing. We're minding our own business. Just like my soca artist said, drink water and mind your business. That's what we've been doing as Black people. And it doesn't matter where we go. It's just,
Listen, also, I want to listen. So stay off our campuses, y'all. Stay off our campuses. Now we ain't bothering y'all. Don't bother us. Shout out to Houston Tillotson University for securing a $150 million gift from the Moody Foundation. Not $150 million. This is the largest single gift ever given to an HBCU. Now that's real money. Not like that money. Yeah, no shade to FAMU. I'm just saying. The Moody Foundation is widely known for supporting education, arts, community initiatives across the state. This $150 million commitment is the largest donation in the foundation's history and part of a broader pledge to invest $1 billion in Texas education by the year 2035. Listen, this is unprecedented, and it's going to help Houston Tillotson with modernizing housing and residential halls. It's going to help with their academic infrastructure. It's going to support scholarships and endowments and also build their institutional growth. Now, Houston Tillotson right now has an enrollment just over 1,000 students, and they are being able to use this to be able to really expand their reach and their outreach to support students, not just in Texas, but to reach students nationwide and hopefully across the world. This minority institution and this private institution, a part of the United Negro College Fund, is going to be able to do some amazing things with this contribution. So congratulations again. Yeah.
Wow. No, that was great, right? But I got a question for you, Anthony. I got a question for you, not only you, but our audience right now. And this goes back to our Black women, right? As Black men, how do we step up when our sisters are being disrespected in public places, like, you know, at TCU and all the other different spaces where our Black queens have been disrespected? How can we as Black men step up to that occasion and protect them?
Say something.
Say that something. True. I mean,
when somebody's out of order, you gotta say, bruh, you out of order. Well, we not, because that sister is somebody's mother. Our somebody's sister.
Yep, that is true. That is true.
Our grandmother was somebody's sister.
That is true.
You're not gonna disrespect and say anything negative and disparaging about our mothers and our grandmothers. So we're not gonna do it about any other sister. What we're not gonna do is do that. And so when you're out of line and you're out of order, you got to call on the carpet.
You know, I believe the role of a man does aligns with being protectors. And I think sometimes we as Black men kind of lose our way, you know, with all the aspect that comes with us men trying to protect, serve, and do all of this stuff. And we kind of overlook sometimes our Black queens. And, you know, they are our backbone, so to speak, you know, and I feel like a lot of the times that we get caught up with what's going on in the world, that we don't even see what's right beside us and what's going on beside us. There's so much disrespect going on when it comes to Black women. You know, a clear statement of Charlie Kirk and what he said about Black women and their brain and processing and power and all that stuff. I mean, I totally believe that our queens, man, our black queens, they're smart. They go out and they fight every day, and they are among the top of the top when it comes to uh, supporting not only black men but doing things for this world, so to speak. That, you know, they're inventors, you know, they're speakers, they're activists, you know, civil activists, you know, all that stuff, and they do a lot, you know. So I think for us black men, we need to be behind them and pushing them forward, and not just thinking because they're women they need to sit back and relax. No, I think we need to push them because they serve a purpose, just like we do as men that serve a purpose, and they're behind us 100% in doing that, you know.
Definitely. Listen, and it's not just a catchy slogan when we talk about protect black women.
Yeah.
It is a real situation where we talk about our women, our black girls are perceived. They are very knowledgeable. They are experienced. Listen, and we need to be able to understand the fact that this is the mother of all civilization.
Come on now, talk to me.
Listen, I don't care how you spin it. It was from the depths of the beginning of time that this is the mother of all mothers. I don't care. That's it.
Yeah, you know, and I do believe there's a balance between supporting versus speaking over our black women. There is, you know, speaking over them, empowering them to move forward and do what you need to do to get this culture recognized. This is not about only Martin Luther King, but it's Rosa Parks.
Oh, definitely, because you know the idea is not to speak life.
Yeah, exactly.
To these women because they are the life givers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They are the life providers.
I mean, if you look from slavery, civil rights movement, and all that stuff, a lot of these movements began with black women. They rose and they saw a need and they went ahead and, you know, they didn't care how many lashes they got, and they didn't care if they have to run away from, you know, slave homes and start a rebellion. You know, we can talk about Nanya the Maroons, and you know, in the islands, you can talk about Rosa Parks, and in the back of the. I mean, there's so much movement behind a black women. So I find it, you know, just really bothering for us as black men not standing behind our queens and pushing them forward, because they don't have a problem pushing us forward.
And they got our
back. Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. We'll muck up. We will muck up.
Exactly.
We will muck everything up, and they got our backs. And why?
Oh yeah.
Should we not be there to uplift and support and encourage them? Yes. I love it. Y'all in here with these comments today. Listen, so, oh my God. I need to take a commercial. Woo! I don't know if we got something. We got something.
Let me take it.
Going to get you a sip. Yes.
And a smoke.
And a smoke. Listen, if you have anything you want to share, I love the comments. Keep it going. Again, for those who are just joining us, you are watching the HBCU Man Cave, going live right now here on Facebook and on YouTube. Whether you're watching us on our personal pages or you shared it, don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, and share. We're excited about being back. We're gonna start bringing back some of our guests, some of our friends. Whether, you know, even though we say this is the HBCU Man Cave, you know, we want to make sure that we are being in a space of inclusivity, and so we're going to be able to sometimes lift voices other than those who are HBCU graduates. So if you would love to be part of the show, again, make sure you hit us a direct message or leave us a comment in the chat. Whether you are an HBCU grad, you may have known somebody who went to one, maybe you've helped supported one, or maybe you just gave $5 towards the HBCU. Matter of fact, we want to hear your voice too, because at the end of the day, we value everybody's voice. This is a safe space of healing and protection, be able to vent, be able to share, be able just to have some dialogue. You may be a practitioner on something special or some type of commentary because you worked in a particular field, health, wealth, finance, literature, arts, anything, and you may want to be able to share some of that good knowledge with our community. So we want to make sure that you know that even though we say we are the HBCU Man Cave, it's really because I went to Bethune-Cookman and now Clark Atlanta, and the good Dr. Kane went to the University of Virginia Lynchburg. I always keep saying that Lynchburg I'm still got some issue. I get the shape Lynchburg. Yeah.
Don't do that. We in another season now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. Oh, I'm just saying. The people in the comments, they want to know why in the hell did you go to a school in a city called Lynchburg, of all places? I'm kidding.
I was about to say, don't let me get started on that because it's going to take a whole nother hour, and we ain't got that.
Goodness. All right. Before we move on, trying to see, was there anything else happening in the HBCU world that we need to just talk about and maybe just get out? Is there anything else going on that out there that's resonating that needs to be talked about? Shout out again. Shout out to Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated, who just celebrated their Founders Day about a week and a half ago. We got a little not too long ago, right? Right on the campus of Morgan State University,
DC.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
I was hosting a step show a couple weeks ago, and some of the judges were the Divine Nine, and there was an iota there. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be nice because it was on their Founders Day that Friday. And I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna let you go, and the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So I said, I'm gonna go and shout out. I gave him, when I was going down the roll call, like, you know what? I'm gonna go and give it to the iotas. That day, I gave it to him because, like, you know what, since it's y'all, we're gonna show them some love and all that kind of stuff. Because one of the iotas who was there in the room, him and I went to high school together, so I'm like, I'm gonna show you some love. But shout out to them and all of our Divine Nine who may be watching. But yeah, all right. But I listen. I just had to throw it on real quick. Anyway. I digress. No, I don't. All right,
I need to come at you strong before we end the show now because.
All right, so inspire me moments. Living out loud with no regret. I don't know if we have the commercial queued up. I don't know. To our producer director. I don't know. I thought we had the commercial loaded. If we don't, we'll make sure we have it. Right, I will represent. If we don't have the commercial loaded, no worries. We'll have it next time. Let's talk about it. Yes. Yes, sir. How can I help you today?
Well, I bought the book.
Yes, you
right?
did.
You got on me, and I bought the book, and I read the book, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah!
I bought your book. As I said, I'm almost. Great read so far.
Okay.
But so here are some possible questions, inspired by your book premises, right? Personal reflection. Like, I wanted to ask because we've talked. I know where you're coming from, some of your life stories, and we've gotten close over the months, from our over the computer to meeting in person, having our first live show in North Carolina, and
Uh-huh.
just being around you and just just being graced by your presence and just soak it up all in. So I wanted to ask a personal reflection, right? What does living out loud with no regrets means to you personally? I wanted to hear it from you, and I want you to put it out there to our audience.
All right. So living out loud with no regrets. What does it mean to me? So I got that from my father, right?
Yeah.
So my father had to remind me that, we all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We all have, none of us are perfect.
Right.
And either you can accept your mistakes and acknowledge it, apologize for it, and move on, or you can steady be in that place of shame or that place of denial or in that place of it means nothing, and or try to shirk off your responsibilities. But in my father's point of view, he wanted to make sure that he was teaching me and my son that I understand that he wasn't the perfect father. He wasn't the perfect grandfather. But in the midst of all of that, he learned that I still love you all. And I hope that in my well-doing, that you have learned that you can accept the fact that this is who I am and I still love you. And so I took that as a place of, okay, if he can do this, certainly I can. Because I'm no better than him, and I can learn from his mistakes, and hopefully my son can learn from my mistakes. And with that, just live a life that's full, that's rich, that's not compromised. And it's so much easier just to be truthful and honest and just be who you are,
Right.
without any of the false pretense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have to remember any of that, because you tell a lie, then you got to remember that lie. And I ain't got time for
Exactly.
I ain't got time for that.
Right.
I don't have time for that. I don't have the energy for that. But now I can just be like, I said it, and I can move on with my life. And you can just receive it, or the hell with
Oh, leave it. So I took from that identity, right? And I just wanted to identify something for me real quick into the audience. Can you identify a moment in your life where fear held you back from living bodily? And what would you do differently today? Because if our past audience know what you've been through when it comes to body, weight loss and all that stuff, and that how that kind of put a cloud over you until you have to like rise above that and do what you need to do. So what would you do differently today?
Wow. So I think that my fear was,
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to I was always scared about what people thought about me. Again, there's nothing. I don't hold anything back. I don't hide anything. I am just a man of God,
Mm-hmm.
that loves hard,
Yeah.
uh, and likes to give back as much as I can. But there was a point in my life where I felt, even through my weight, even when I was much heavier, I felt embarrassed just to even come outside, because of my weight. There were times when I did not want to be in certain circles or in certain communities because of my weight. Because I always figured that what people were thinking about me or what I may look like. And I felt like I was being judged. And I know that was just myself getting in the way. And that prohibited me, I think, sometimes from even really and I think that messed with my psyche sometimes in my marriage, in my way I raised my son, how I interacted with family and friends. That bothered me a lot.
Okay.
But now, even before the weight loss, I had to come to a realization that I had to love the skin I was in.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of cliche to say that again, but I had to learn to love the 450-pound Anthony before I can get to the 160-pound Anthony. Wow. And once I got over, again, and that fear might have been something I just put in I got in my own way with that. Once I got past that, I didn't care what other people had to say.
Right.
I didn't care what people, if you were not out for my good and you weren't supportive and you weren't encouraging, someone said self-sabotage. Yeah. If you were not there to help me, then I didn't even give you the time of day. I didn't give you the time of day. So I had to move on. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I am now.
It's I love your story. I love your story and how how all of that kind of panned out. And I know there's always a purpose and a direction, right? There's always an end goal. And I want you to elaborate on this for the audience and also for me, because I'm still learning you as my host and my as a co-host. How do you define your purpose?
How do I define my purpose?
How do you define your purpose in this season of your life? Now you're writing a book, you're out doing different things. I mean, I see you on Instagram just doing it, just getting at it. We talk every now and then, and we're doing it. And I just want to know, on a purpose and a direction, sense of a point. How do you define your purpose in this season of your life? When it comes to inspire me.
I would tell people all the time, listen, I tell the story and it's in the book. I turned my passion into my purpose and my purpose into my paycheck. Where are you going with this, Anthony? I love talking, right? I used to get in trouble for talking too much in school. I would get in trouble. I would get sent to the office 100,000 times. I would get detentions. I would get referrals. You talk too much. I just wanted to tell the story. Right? I got to tell the story. And, listen, I'm going to tell a good story, right? And so I learned somewhere along the lines, I learned how to turn that passion of mine of telling the story into being my purpose. Whether I was, I remember I was telling a student this the other day about how when I was in high school, I had told one of my teachers that I wanted to maybe one day go into communication or go into broadcasting. And I wanted to maybe do radio or television. And the teacher told me I didn't have the look or I didn't have the voice to be on television or radio. Right? Okay. But I did TV for over 13 years. I've done radio, local. I did radio for a number of years. Now we're doing podcasting and all these other things. But again, hey Vanessa, I'm sorry I got excited. This is on Vanessa Sparks from New York City. Girl, what's good, sis? Hope all is well. Yay, Vanessa! I'm sorry I got excited. So, but again, that passion into a purpose. And I said, oh, you told me I don't have the look or the voice for television or radio? Okay. So I went to school and my first degree is in communication. And so with that, I started to hone my craft and I became a public speaker and things of that nature. I'm like, now look at me now. So now where I used to get in trouble for talking, I get paid to talk.
Yeah.
I get to travel. I get to inspire. I get to share my story. I remember my son told me, like, Dad, sometimes he said, I remember my son, when he read one of the earlier versions of the book, he was like, I need more. He said, Dad, you are a storyteller. Tell a story. Even yesterday, I did that presentation. When I did the presentation, I did that keynote speech yesterday, I opened with the story. And I took people on this journey. And I remember one of the gentlemen in the audience who now is a colleague of mine and a fraternity brother, used to be one of my students. He's like, Mr. Brown, I felt like I was in class again. And I was captivated by your story. You just opened with a story. You never said who you were. You didn't introduce yourself. You just came right in on, picture this. And you took me on this journey. Yeah. I mean, I finally got to where I had to get to. But I said, but you're going to go with me. Like, come with me for a moment. And let's go there. That's actually chapter 7 in the book called The Power of Brotherhood. But y'all had to buy the book and learn about the rest of the story. But anyway, yeah, that's where we at. I love it. Come on, you better. Did you just do some homework? And I love it.
That is in.
Oh, I lost you there for a second. Say it again for me. I know, Vanessa. He said, Vanessa, thank you so very much. I miss you, sis. Oh my gosh, I gotta get you back. Listen, somebody from New York just called me the other day too, and they were doing something. I don't know if you're connected with him, but I'm gonna make sure that if so, we're gonna get connected with you. But hey, for more information about what we do, when we do, again, if you want to learn more about the book, listen, go to my website at aharrisbrown.com. That's Harris, Harris, Brown, like the color, BROWN.com. You can find out more information about where I may be speaking or book signing. Vanessa, I'm coming to New York Christmas. Let's set up a book signing. Let's set up an opportunity where we can maybe go to a local. I love going to local bookstores, especially African-American owned bookstores or a coffee house. Come on, Vanessa, help me out. Let's put together a bookstore. Let's put a book tour in New York City. Yes, sis, let's do that. Now, I don't know what happened to Shane. It looked like maybe his connection may have gotten weak on us. See, look at it. Thank you, Vanessa. We'll talk later on this week. I'm coming, so the 2 weeks of Christmas break, but my son just moved to Harlem recently. Yes, I'll call you. So my son just moved to New York recently. And so while I'm there in Harlem or wherever, we can put together a book tour there. Would love to be able to, network with some HBCU alums and that sort. Definitely. And if you would like for me to come to your community, go ahead, go to my website at aharrisbrown.com, hit the contact us, and let me know how I can come and maybe be in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods. Yes! Must bring you to the new HBCU high school. Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Let's see about if we can do that. I hope maybe, I don't know if I hope our winter breaks aren't the same exact time, but I do plan on coming up for the winter break season. But hopefully I'll get there before they get out of school. Anyway, listen, if anybody else got any comments, questions, thoughts about the book, or if you would like to get a copy of it, again, you can go to our website. You can also find it on Amazon. Go to Amazon and just type in Inspire Me Moments, and you can find it. For those who are watching us and you are in the greater Cleveland area, I will be at the Third Space Reading Room this Tuesday at September 30th, 6 to 8 for our Brotherhood book tour. It's going to be a nice one where I got a panel discussion. I got my cousin, my fraternity brother, my Masonic brother. I got another author who will be there. We're going to have a great time. I got some hors d'oeuvres. I got some heavy hors d'oeuvres. I got some wine tasting going on. Oh, yeah, it's a vibe. It's the whole situation. Welcome back, Shane.
Well, thank you.
I don't know. That was an opportunity for me to do a quick shameless plug. I love it. And just while you were gone, listen, I remember I was talking about I wanted to go to New York, right? So Vanessa lives in New York. I was like, Vanessa, you're in New York. I'm coming to New York. Girl, put that together. She said, call me.
There you go.
See?
I love it. I love it when the plan works out.
You have now because you asked now. So if anybody's in Richmond, Virginia, I'm coming your way towards the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyway. You have you about to ask another question?
Yeah, I had one last one.
Yes, sir.
One last one. Because I know reading your book, it's not only action, but it has an impact, right? So my question is, what inspiring moment from your own life could encourage others?
What inspired the whole book? It just depends. Understand.
Right.
I'm interested because it's funny because my son, while we're doing all this, and then my son just texts me like, "Hey," so I'm letting him know like, "Yeah, we're podcasting right now." So let me just flip it. Let's open the book, y'all. Just read a moment. Would you care for me to read a moment from the book? I don't know. So listen. There are a lot of moments here in the book, and I know Shane, as we go through the weeks and months ahead, we'll probably, we may spend a moment each week and just maybe dive in on a particular chapter. Listen, I think it might have been rewriting the narrative was a big one. Oh, my name is Victory. That was a heavy one because that was about my health journey. That was the health, like in the health scare. Let's see. Walking in my purpose, finding your, having that voice. Let's see, what's another one? The moment I chose me, and I kept instead of putting everybody else in front of me, I had to choose me. And I think that's a heavy one right there as well.
That's a big one. That was a big one.
Yeah. But let's see. I'm just going to take a moment. Let's just go here. And I love also the fact, for those who don't know, inside the book, because I was writing the book at the same time when I was finishing up we didn't talk about it. I don't know if we talked about it on this show. I think we were on a break. I finished my program at Clark Atlanta. So I got my principal's license, right? While I was also doing my program at Clark Atlanta University, I was writing the book at the same time. So in the book, I wrote the book like I was writing a thesis, and so there I do have references. So I'm not just making this stuff up. So I'm letting you know where some of my content came from. But I also love the fact that this is also a resource book. So within the book, and towards the back, you'll find a list of resources. So if I'm talking about mental health and emotional wellness, I got some resources you can go to. I got some websites and some resources you can go to. If I talk about substance abuse, hi, my name is Anthony Brown. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm so glad I've been sober since 2018, February 12th, 2018. So I talk about substance abuse. And so if I talk about it, I'm going to provide you with some resources. I talk about my faith and healing and spiritual growth. Of course, I'm going to give you some resources about HBCUs because I believe HBCUs are a better way. Duh. If you are going through and you're thinking about any type of weight loss or those, or what does that mean? I talk about some of those strategies or best practices. So with that, all that is in here. But I do want to go and talk about what do I want to read? What do I want to read for you today, Mr. Dr. Kane?
Hit us with it.
I'm going to go to the epilogue, right?
Okay.
The becoming continues. Becoming the hero you needed. By now, you've walked the journey. You felt the weight of the past and the light of what's possible. You've read about a boy who once masked insecurity with charisma and became a man who let purpose speak louder than performance. You've seen what it means to heal in real time, to lead without a title, and to rise after rejection. And you met, educated, and brothers. But this is your invitation, not just to reflect, but to respond, because now it's your turn Take ownership. The breakthroughs you've seen were never about perfection. They were about alignment. Stop waiting to be told what to do and start asking better questions about who you're becoming. Legacy isn't a theory. It's about building the moment by moment, student by student, story by story. Let your values show up in your schedules, not just in your statements. Now, whether you're in the classroom, a church, a living room, or a boardroom, carry your mission boldly. Speak when silence is loud. Lead even if your voice shakes. You're not waiting for a hero. You are becoming one. I'm going to leave it right there. Then you got to get the book to read the rest of
it. I mean, chapter by chapter, discussion by discussion, the style of discussion questions that can be arise from this is crazy. I mean, I've read the book, and even though you beat my butt, you ain't get my book yet. You ain't get my book yet. But I got it, and it kind of it gave me such, I wouldn't say inspiration, but I was inspired already by just what I've been through, and reading that book, and to see my book coming out, what's going to be inside of it, and what's going to captivate the readers, and just to see not only your weight loss journey, weight loss journey, but just how trauma does a lot of things. Just putting together how us as Black men go through different things, and how support the support is needed when we do go through these things. Because I mean, in the culture, you always been told, shut up, be a man, and move on.
Oh, what's up, brother Matthew?
We're not doing that. We're not doing that in 2025.
No, we're not doing
and
that.
Beyond.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And listen, certainly, I love the fact that, again,
we're not doing that in 2025.
Black men, as men in general, and I shared this again, and I know we'll go back into a deeper dive, and only because it's on my heart right now, to just remind everyone again, find you those persons in your lives that are someone who's going to be that mentor in your life, someone who is going to be that peer and that confidant in your life. And then find the person who is someone you can pour life into at the same time. I talk about in chapter 7, the power of brotherhood, the idea of everybody needs a Paul, who is that mentor, who is that sage. You need a Barnabas, who is that confident, that best friend, your ace boon coon, and you need that Timothy, that person, that young person, that mentee, someone that is growing up and that you can help guide along the way. And I guarantee you, if you go back and you reflect on all of the people who have come across your life, I guarantee you will find the Paul, the Barnabas, and the Timothy in your life. And sometimes they may be interchangeable. At times, I had a young man at one time who was once a Timothy because he was a young educator, and he started off and he was a emerging leader, and then now he has become more of my Barnabas, and he's become a good colleague and friend. We talk almost daily because now he's a father. So it can vary from time to time, but find those people in your life that's going to pour into your life, challenge you if something is not, because I love the brothers be like, bruh, I told you don't mess with her, but I still got your back. Or you find that one who is looking up to you and watching, because even when you're not watching yourself, somebody is watching you. Mm-hmm. Listen, I know we can talk about this for days, but before we get up out of here, thank you for taking this moment to take another look at Inspire Me Moment. We'll talk a little bit more about this next week. Maybe Shane will come back and we'll Vernon, we came back today. Why you calling me while we live, Negro? But listen, before we get up out of here, we love to talk about the fact that next week we'll probably have us a good guest onto the show, and we'll be able to take a deeper dive on some other things. But before we get up out of here, like we've always been doing in shows past, it is now time for our Habaragani moment. It's about what is the good news or what is something happening in your world, something that you want to share. So, Shane, here's the opportunity. Please share what is the good news happening in your life.
Oh man, the good news is I have a book coming out. I have a book coming out very soon.
Yes. Vernon, he come now. Look at Vernon. Come back like, what's in your cup? Like Vernon, he got tequila and Jack Daniels. Vernon, what's in your cup? All right, so so you got the book coming out. Anything else good you want to share?
I mean, before we went off air for a little bit. I'm retired now, so kudos to that. Just living life right now. Enjoying my dad right now because his book is coming out also. So I'm helping him with that, and his book is titled "In My Father's Eyes." So I'm really focusing on his book coming out, and of course mine coming out, which is titled "Scars Beneath the Uniform: A Journey Through Trauma, Survival, and Redemption." So I'm really excited about my dad's book, and I'm really excited about my book that's coming out. So that's the good news right now, and of course, I'm living. I'm here in the islands. Dominican Republic somewhere.
I love it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, so the news is, again, I'm just on this. Listen, I got excited about so we have this event here in Cleveland in Northeast Ohio called the Father's Walk. It's something that a lot of schools do. We do it the third Thursday in September to honor and acknowledge and celebrate dads and father figures for all the great work they do. It's kind of like doing Father's Day during the school year. I was so excited the fact that one of our high schools here in the greater Cleveland area actually bought like 30 of my books. I didn't even know. 30 of my books and actually gave them out to fathers at their building on that day. I said, I wish I had known. I would have come and signed them in person, but I was appreciative that they thought enough to think of me and to purchase the books and to give them away to some of the dads in the building who came to visit and partake in the father's event that day. And I didn't even know this until actually I met one of the dads at another school because he has a son at a particular high school. He got the book, but I met him at another school later on that afternoon. And he was like, hey, I just got your book today. I was like, what? He said, yeah, they gave it to me. And he said, when I went to my other son's school, they gave it to all the dads who showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome.
So that's my good news to share.
That's
so
awesome.
The word is getting out. So thank you so very much again. For more information about what we do in that, and you want to purchase the book, go to my website at aharrisbrown.com or go to Amazon and look up Inspire Me Moments. Hey, Shane, it's been so good seeing you once more and again here on the HBCU Man Cave. Again, protect our women. Protect our women. Indeed. We are not going to body shame. Shout out to the Honeybeez from Alabama State and the mighty marching Hornets. As always, I'm your boy, your uncle, your cousin, and your best friend saying thank you for joining us for another episode of the HBCU Man Cave podcast, a safe space for men to relate, relax, and release. Until next time, everybody, I want you to stay strong, stay proud, and stay black, y'all.